Hi there Capricorn, welcome to your reading for February 2025. I've cleansed your space and meditated on your cards, and I will start with the astrological forecast for February just in a minute. But if you're not interested in that and just want to skip straight ahead to the reading, I suggest you just have a look in the description box down below for timestamps. I've timestamped this time because I've heard that not everyone's interested in the astrological forecast. So have a look down below to jump straight into the tarot reading. But we have a few conjunctions happening in February, and we have a conjunction of the Moon and Saturn and Moon and Venus happening on the same day. The conjunction of Moon and Saturn can bring a sense of emotional isolations, feeling of loneliness, sadness, or a lack of emotional fulfillment. The Moon is the planet of emotions, and Saturn is a planet of structure, discipline, and it's actually your planet, Capricorn. So what makes you you, it's kind of having the same characteristics. Discipline and keeping things in line, kind of. So it would be a great time to have a look at how your structure is impacting your emotions and vice versa. It's all about emotional challenges and growing from them and with them. Make sure life demands are not weighing you down too much, but if they are, take a look at what you can do about it to realign yourself. The conjunction of the Moon and Venus can bring a blend of beauty, emotional depth, financial ease, but also challenges in relationships and emotional stability. And this all happens on February 1st. With the conjunction of Moon and Venus, we're gonna look at creativity, security, beauty, and pleasure. Emotion will come in touch with pleasure, but we might want to combine this with some discipline, since Saturn is also dancing with the Moon at the same time. The Moon will also be in the sign of Pisces. At this time, a highly intuitive sign that is literally represented by duality. You have the two fish swimming in opposite forces, opposite directions, and having opposite forces. So we might actually really benefit from swimming deep into our own waters and our own subconscious. On the 2nd of February, the Moon will be at its closest point to Earth in Aries, which probably will reignite our energies to see what we need to get going before the full moon is happening. 4th of February, we have Jupiter coming out of retrograde in the sign of Gemini. And this represents a period of, since it's been in retrograde, it is a period of introspection and reassessments. We have been reconsidering past decisions and had time to reflect on our spiritual values along with our moral values. And Jupiter is the planet of principles, growth, expansion, adventure, healing and good fortune, and miracles. So we can really expect to cash in properly from the introspection we've had since Jupiter went into retrograde and what we've been coming up with as it's coming out of it. The 12th of February, we have the full moon in Leo, and we want to be seen, we want to celebrate, we want to embrace the unique ways we shine. We want to get in touch with our inner child, the childlike wonder, and find and see where you feel like a natural leader and really embrace that role. This is time for not quitting on yourself and have some friendly competition to actually drive you forward. Can actually help you propel a little bit further. Venus energy will be quite prominent in the month of February, and it will be at its brightest on February 16th. So we probably will be able to see it on the night sky as we have throughout January, but it will be its absolute brightest on February 16th. On the 24th of February, we have Mars retrogrades ending in the sign of Cancer. So motivation will return, a period of feeling tired or exhausted will end. Mars is ruling our personal energy, so it will ask us to check our own energies so it's not damaging or draining before a new fresh period of action actually can begin. What has been stalled slowly is starting to move again, slowly, and with it will bring new awareness to your limitations, our priorities, and the ability to nurture our own within. On the 19th of February, the Sun enters Pisces, and it's representing a time for healing, engaging in spiritual practices, creative projects, letting go of the past, and preparing for a new astrological year, which will happen once the Sun starts coming into Aries at the end of March. And we also have the new moon in Pisces, so we'll have the Sun and the moon propelling us forward on the 28th of February. And it's encouraging us to reflect on the importance of surrendering, to go with the flow. It might be a good time actually to see where your opposing forces can actually come, integrate and become one. A bit of a balance and really weaving those two sides of you together. It's not a time to check out, rather than to check in and allow yourself to feel. So with that, my beautiful Capricorn, I have cleansed your space, I have meditated on your cards, but I will cleanse the space with you. So you will be hearing 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. So with that, I'm calling in Spirit, and I'm asking Spirit to give you your spirit animals for the month. What does Capricorn need to be aware of? Oh, what are Capricorn's spirit animals for the month of February? Do we have another one? Please, Spirit, could you guide them for the highest good? Thank you so much. So the spirit animals for the month is the wolf and the gazelle. And the wolf is connected to the earth element, and the gazelle is connected to the sun element. So we have the wolf first. It is asking you and really having a look at how you're running yourself in a group, and making sure that you are integrated with a group and fully connected, almost telepathically with each other on this level, and really making sure that you're not a lone wolf in this, that you need to be connected. It's also having the gazelle here. The gazelle is usually a prey, and if it's overactive, it almost gets a little bit anxious, but once it's in balance, it's witty and it's fast. And, it's always looking over its shoulders for predator, but that could be a good thing and a bad thing. Just make sure that it's not actually turning into a bad thing. That is a hypervigilance. Yeah, so those two are the spirit animals for the month of February. Please have a look into them and their characteristics. Have a little Google search. But what else does Capricorn need to carry with them through this reading? What is this reading going to be about? Can you please guide them for the highest good? What does Capricorn need to be aware of? I feel like that's what we're going to do. So let's do them in order here. We have Uranus, a spark of genius and ascension. So you might actually be having a little bit of a ease once Jupiter is coming out of retrograde. A spark of genius happening at the same time. We have exaltation, master manifester. So you know that you are the one creating here. You know and can tap into the energy of manifestation during this month. We also have Black Moon Lilith in Pisces. Honor your boundaries. So make sure that you know where your boundaries lay, and that so that other people can't step over them. So you're not draining yourself. That's what I'm getting from that. Thank you so much, Spirit. Wolves are also very strong and can really endure together, and the gazelles are fast. So maybe there's some strong and fast energy coming in for you here. But please have a look for it. Let's put them over here, and I'll keep the spirit animals over here. So could I please have the energy for Capricorn the past energy of Capricorn coming into February 2025. What do they need to be aware of? What are they leaving behind? So leaving behind, I felt like you already had a number 3, but this was the first card that I draw, so that's interesting. So you have the 3 of Cups, and the Cups are about emotions, or emotional habits, intuition and healing. So number 3 is about loyalty, bonding, and also point of no return. There's a new life, happiness, and friendship, socializing. So you might be coming from a period where you've actually been really connecting to people, and you realize that there's actually a point of no return here. It's only forward that is the decision. Also that you really realize that you need to invest in people around you, because time that you put into other people will come back to you. So that is a wonderful energy to come from. So you're really opening yourself up for February. What is Capricorn's hopes or fears for the month of February? What do they need to be aware of, Spirit? Could you please guide them for their highest good? What does Capricorn need to be aware of? You have a hope about money and prosperity. So the Queen of Pentacles, the queens are expressing their power through creativity and creative pursuits. So there might be, you know, practicality, financial security that you're hoping for. There's a balance between caring for self and caring for others, so that you would really sit on your throne and really step into your power when it comes to taking care of yourself and others. There's a balance needs, and she got everything that she needs there. So that's really what you're hoping for. Maybe you're really aiming to be financially independent or working towards that. And that's a great hope to have. You're setting the bar quite high for yourself, but it's a celebratory moment. I don't feel like there's any negativity around it, and I feel like this is just really pushing you on with that energy, propelling you forward. So what is the present moment? What is the initial situation? Okay, we have the 9 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords are an element of isolation. Heightened awareness, anxiety, hopelessness. Is at night, so she's waking up, or this man or woman or whatever it is waking up from nightmares. And since it's in the reverse, it's kind of what you've been waking up from. You are not experiencing this, or maybe you're actually trying to avoid your nightmares. So maybe that is what we're talking about with as the astrological forecast was talking about, is finding your duality and combining those two together and really connecting to the darker side of yourself, as well as the light one, because the light one is really lifting you up here. And I feel like this is an energy that you're coming out of. Maybe it is that you've been coming out, you are coming out of isolation right now, or you're feeling a little bit lonely from the celebrations in the past, and that you're really not wanting to integrate fully with the darker side of yourself. This person is trapped by negative thoughts, and bravery and strength needs to be realized here to find your way out. And that's what I feel like you are doing. You're actually either fully denying this integration between your darker self and your lighter self, or it actually might be that you're coming out of this energy and you're starting to realize what consequences it's had on you and how it's been weighing you down. Could I please have the crossing energy here? Is there any challenges or blockages, or is there any assets or benefits for Capricorn here in the month of February? Thank you. So yeah, I feel like you're really moving on from this nightmare energy that you've been in. And we have the Page of Wands as a crossing energy. So it is a card about new opportunities, experience, exploration, excitement, freedom, a new creative project or a vision on the horizon. balancing action with execution, or balancing thought with execution here. So that is really what you're coming into. And this looks great so far, Capricorn. I'm very happy for you. Could I just have another card for this Nine of Swords here? What does Capricorn need to know about the Nine of Swords? What do they need to hear in order to move on? What do they need to be aware of? Oh, thank you. So the Nine of Swords is connected to waiting for your ship to sail in, awaiting results on decision made, progress, expansion, confidence, new horizon, growth, foresight, and a milestone. We also have the Magician in the reverse. So it might be a bit of a manipulation, unfulfilled potential, scattered energy, wasting resources, illusion, out of touch, and deception. So I feel like maybe you've been a little bit out of touch. You might have had a bit of a scattered energy. Maybe you've not been sleeping very well at night and not been feeling like you can fully put your energy into the day. But it's really, what I've been feeling here is like that energy, or you coming out of that energy because you're waiting for your ship to sail in. And it's also connecting to the Page of Wands, a new pursuit that's awaiting you. So that's great. Thank you so much. Could I please have what's going on in Capricorn's conscious mind? What are they working towards? Oops. We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and it's like you're resisting a new beginning. This card will go into the upright as the month is, going forward, and as you're working through this energy. But it's about new beginnings. And there's a breakthrough, a sharp mind, raw strength, potential for power, success, and the sword is double-sided. So you could be using the sword for good, and you could be using the sword for evil, just as well as you could be using your mind for good, or ideas for good and the ideas for bad things. It just depending on how your moral compass is working. But this is in the reverse. So maybe you feel like you have missed this opportunity, but it's been a time for introspection or rebalancing your energy here, and you've been celebrating and really getting on track with things. So I feel like this will go into the upright as the month is working through it. You also have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and I feel like I'm getting the same energy here. The Knights are like rebellious youth. They're not yet a king. They have a long way to go. They got a lot to learn, but they're eager and they're ready to go. And since this is in the reverse, I feel like there has been a hard time with routine, or a hard time to be dedicated to something. And maybe that's also changing once the Mars retrograde is ending by the end of February. So this will go into the upright, and you will be ready to really get your hands on and really, dedicate yourself and balance yourself between achievement and ambition versus soul well-being. Yeah. He is in a relentless pursuit of what he knows that he wants. But maybe you've just been realizing right now, and you're wondering if you have missed an opportunity, or if there's an opportunity still waiting for you. And I feel like there's an opportunity still waiting for you, because this will go into the upright once you've been working through whatever this Nine of Swords is meaning for you. Could I please have Capricorn's unconscious or subconscious? Why are they not where they want? What energies has been affecting this? What energies has been affecting? Oops, thank you. There's not been enough planning, not enough tactical advancements. It's a card of waiting and a high purpose, and it is also, a card of trickery and deception. Maybe you feel like you've been tricked, or maybe you feel like you've turned a blind eye towards something. And it is about survival mode versus thriving. You need to get tactical with what you want here. Could I please have some more cards here on this Seven of Swords. What is lying in Capricorn subconscious here? What do they need to be aware of? They need to be a bit more tactical. They've been struggling a bit. And also the Six of Pentacles in the reversed. So I feel like the sixes, you know, sixes are a journey towards harmony. Oh, we've got another 3 here. So the sixes are a journey towards harmony. Maybe you've been overgiving, and maybe that's why that's a hope for you. Because the Six of Pentacles is about balancing, it's about giving out and receiving and getting equal energy back from what you're giving out. It's about charity, generosity, sharing, giving and receiving is equal. Compassion and understanding breeds generosity. The position of having the upper hand can change at any minute, and you need to remember to give from a pure place. But since this is in the reverse, it will also go into the upright as you're working with energy. It might have been hard for you to actually balance the energies if you've not been feeling like you've had any energies going on at the same time. Maybe you actually need to take some time for stillness. But since I feel like you're coming out of this energy, this will go into the upright as you're working with the energy, and you will find this balance that you need to have. 3 of Wands is also popping up, and the 3s, once again, is a point of no return. There's no looking back here. So the 3 of Wands usually means looking ahead, expansion, rapid growth, preparing for action. Actions today create tomorrow's future. But once again, it's in the reverse. So I really feel like you've not had enough time, or you're waiting for the right time. But the right time is always now, taking small steps, maybe even planning or making mind maps or whatever you like to do, Capricorn, to really align yourself with what you want. There's a new opportunity waiting here for you. So your subconscious is basically telling you that maybe it's time to take some time for you. Maybe you've been out partying a bit too much and you just need some some pause. I don't know where that came from, but maybe you just need a break. You also got 2 3s here, so 3 3, maybe that means anything to you. 33. There's also a master number there. Thank you so much. So I feel like, can I please have another card here on the subconscious? What is the subconscious wanting Capricorn to be aware of? Okay, what is the subconscious wanting Capricorn to be aware of here? Spirit, could you please guide Capricorn for the highest good? What does Capricorn need to be aware of? Biding your time, I'm hearing. Biding your time. Ooh. Okay, we'll take all 3. See what they have to say. There's a higher power at the works here, and accept help. Maybe you need help with something. Maybe you need to have someone else looking through what you're doing, and slow it down. Here it is. Slow it down. So that is what what Spirit is asking you to do here, is just slow it down somewhat, to find yourself, to find your center again. In order for these cards to go into the upright, you really want to connect with yourself and what you're trying to align with here. If you're working on a specific project here that you really want to get going, just take some time, mind map with someone, ask for help. Maybe you have a friend that you can mind map with or throw ideas around with, which probably would benefit you greatly here. Could I please have the energy of Capricorn for the month of February? What is your attitude towards February? What is Capricorn's attitude towards February? Please have Capricorn's attitude for February. Please guide them for the highest good. Oop, Yes? So you don't know if it's too good to be true. You are standing in between a lot of choices here, and it is the seventh, it's a number 7 again, it's the 7 of Cups. So 7 once again is connecting here to the waiting that I said, waiting in a higher purpose. And this one is talking about a higher power, so you're really tapping into something here, Capricorn. Waiting in a higher purpose. You know, you're standing in front of many choices. Some could be fantasy, some could be illusion. But you can commit to something even though it's not perfect. If that's what you're waiting for, maybe you're waiting for the perfect idea, the perfect something. You just need to start making small steps towards what you actually want, if that makes sense. You know, there's pros and cons with everything that you do. Just make sure that it's right in your heart. Be real with yourself. Ask yourself and take a moment of stillness and really ask yourself if this is something that you want to be working on for a long time coming. Yeah? I feel like that was pretty clear. I feel like we're really connected here, that there is slowing down needed to happen, or that you, even though you need to slow down, you don't need to bring yourself to a halt. That's what I'm hearing. You don't need to fully stop. You can move, make small steps. If you need to have another opinion on it, or if you're presented with so many options, maybe you can talk to a loved one or someone that you actually trust and understand that they understand that they want the highest and the best for you. They would probably have some good ideas that they could share with you. Okay. What is the energy around you, Capricorn? How is the energy around you influencing you? So please have, oh, what happened there? All right, we got the Magician in the reversed. So the energy around you is about, well, the Magician is about willpower, intention and creation, manifestation. I have the tools to create my reality. He's got all the suits there on the table. He's pointing to the sky there with his staff and pointing to the ground there with his hand. So it's a card about as above, so below. And you also have the infinity sign, which is could also be 8. It is also the number of karma and continuous energy, because energy is not destroyed or created, it's always transformed, but it's in the reversed. So you need to keep your energies and intentions pure and trust your own inner power. And I feel like maybe in the surrounding energy around you, you don't feel like anyone's creating what they actually want, but maybe you feel like there's also some sort of stuckness going on in the environment, maybe some stagnation. Maybe you just need to get out for a little bit, go for walks, like move that energy around a little bit. It is also a card that's connected to Mercury, and we're not having anything moving in Mercury, but Mercury is also connected to Gemini and Virgo, and those are quite fast thinking signs. It's another earth sign for you there. So the energy around you, could I please have some more clarification on the Magician here? What does Capricorn need to know about the environment around them? Maybe you have some people around you that says, oh, it can't be done, it can't be done. And you just kind of just want to prove them wrong. Just make sure that it aligns with what you actually want to do. You know, sometimes we just want to prove people right or wrong. In this case, just make sure that what's wrong or proving someone wrong is actually right for you. Oh, we got a few here, so I'm just gonna read them all. We have the Empress, creation of life, abundance, material, fertility, divine feminine energy, pregnancy, beauty, sensuality, care, nurture, and Mother Earth. So I feel like it's asking you to go back to nature. It also the Hierophant in reverse. We have personal beliefs, non-commitment, challenging beliefs and authority, originality, rebellion, unconventionality, and new methods. So maybe the people around you are not feeling, or like you challenging some beliefs in your family, or asking if you really believe in the environment around you is good for you, and that kind of things. There's also a card here talking about perseverance, resilience, testing of faith, the final push, boundaries, last stand. And they're also talking about boundaries once again. Make sure that you have good boundaries around people that, you know, is not uplifting you. If there's people in your environment that is saying that you can't do something, maybe you need to have a little bit of distance from them. You also have the Ten of Swords. You have a painful ending, stabbing in the back, loss, being left, bled out, crisis, deep wounds, collapse, exhaustion, betrayal, and failure. I don't feel like this is new energy coming in for you. If it has happened for you, you are aware of it. So this is not something new coming in. So maybe you are not really having the support network that you were hoping for. Maybe you realize that you need to start having boundaries around people that are not really rooting for you. That's really what I'm getting there. So get your boundaries in check and make sure that people who are not wanting your highest good is not as close to you as they are right now. Work on that, okay? Can I please have the short-term outcome for Capricorn for the month of February? Short-term outcome is usually days or weeks, sometimes months, sometimes even hours. What is the short-term outcome for Capricorn here? Working through this energy and realigning themselves in the month of February. What is the outcome here, Spirit? Oops, thank you. The Hermit. So you realize that your boundaries need to be set. So the Hermit is always a card of introspection here. So he's climbing the mountain, and he's climbing and climbing, and it is a card of contemplation and search for truth, inner guidance, time for self-reflection. It is about a soul's journey inwards, seeking ultimate truth. And these ultimate truth only comes in solitude. So he climbs the mountain and he picks down the star of hope and what he's learning up there and putting it in his lantern. But what's important for the Hermit is that he's coming back down from the mountain, so that isolation is not continuing, because there's a period for isolation. There's not a life aimed for isolation, if that makes sense. So you will be asked and you will go inwards from the month of February. You will really look at what you can achieve with some solitude, and what you can actually get to know about yourself from the solitude. That's great. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. What is the long-term outcome? Long-term outcome could be months, it could be weeks, and it could be up to a year in this setting. What is the long-term outcome for Capricorn working through this energy? So it's the Fool in the reverse, and the Fool is about new beginnings. It's about innocence, free spirit, take a leap of faith. You know, there is a blank slate and you can start writing on it. It is a representation of purity, innocence, you know, of a child ready to take on the world. There are mountains in the background that are achievements and challenges that need to be climbed. And the Fool is, you know, he's taking a leap of faith. He's really going for it. And I'm very happy that you got that. Even though if it's in the reverse, I feel like it's blocked just as of now. But I feel like it will go into the upright as you're working through this energy as well. Maybe even after some time of introspection, as these cards are going into the upright, you have the Magician then in the upright as well, propelling you forward. And that is an absolute new beginning where you can actually, you know, manifest your own reality. You feel like you have the creations that you have. Maybe you're just done with what you're doing, and that's why the Fool is in the reverse right now. It is not a new journey as of yet, but it will go into the upright. You need to be aware of that there might be rocks on the road. There might be some challenges. Wow, challenges. That was challenging to say. On the road ahead, but you're not scared of them. You're more willing to see them, but maybe you're stuck in just this introspect you need to work on. But it will go into the upright as you're going through the month, and that is a wonderful energy there. Could I have, please, a card to clarify the Fool here? Okay. Could I please have a card clarifying the Fool? What does Capricorn need to know about the Fool? What do they need to work on? Feeling boundaries. You have a spark of genius and ascension there. You actually have go for it. So maybe you yourself is blocking it because the surrounding energies that you're in right now is not really aligning, because you need to actually honor your boundaries, and Spirit is asking you to go for it. Spirit is asking you to go for it with the Fool, so don't block yourself, go for it. So if you have an idea that you're working on, which it really seems like you do, go for it, because Spirit is telling you to go for it. Turn that Fool into the upright. Make sure that you are aligned with yourself, because only you can tell if you're aligned or not. You know in your heart and in your stomach and in your mind that, yes, this is for me. So Spirit is asking you to go for it. So that is the confirmation I need to know about the Fool. Is there any other messages from Spirit that Capricorn needs to hear? Thank you so much, Spirit. That was a perfect conclusion. Just go for it. That's what you needed to hear. Just go for it. Have your boundaries. Make sure no one is sitting on you, telling you what to do if you want to do something else. Be aware of your surroundings with the gazelle, but be a wolf at heart and get what you want. Thank you so much. What else does Capricorn need to hear? Your commitment is being tested, right? So maybe that's why the Fool is not in the upright right now, because maybe you're being tested, like making sure that this is actually what you want. And if that is not what you want, you've got the Fool ahead of you to have a new beginning with, to take that leap of faith on that other idea that you have. Oh, okay. What else does Capricorn need to hear for the month of February? Please, Spirit, guide them for the highest good. Thank you so much. You have Saturn coming in here, and that is your planet, and Saturn is conjuncting the moon. So you got age, reality, and discipline. So you need discipline. You need to just connect to that side of yourself to get that discipline. We also have the dark night of the soul, right? And that is why we have some element of introspection coming up here, and boundaries, because the dark night of the soul is when everything breaks down in order for you to build it back up. You need to get in touch with that dark side of yourself and what you don't want to see and what you're pushing away in order to move forward. Does that make sense? So if you are interested, then Google a little bit for the dark night of the soul, but also maybe Google how to get in contact with your shadow and do some shadow work. All right. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for being here for February. If anything resonated, and I really hope like it did, because I feel like it all got connected by the end there. So go for it. This is really encouraging you to go for it. Be disciplined, work on yourself, get in contact, get in touch with yourself again, and just go for it. You got it. You can turn these into the upright, and this is actually what you're aiming for. Just go for it. Thank you so much for being here. Please like the video if anything resonated. Please leave a comment if you have anything to say. I love to hear from you, and hopefully I see you in March. Take care.